Hello and welcome, my name is Lynx, and we are getting to chapter 3 called Hibiki of the game Spirit Sisters. Which so far, to me, seems super interesting. Hibiki! A 17-year-old Japanese girl, raised in the church as an orphan, taught the ways of a nun. She filled herself with the knowledge of the Egyptian gods. Right. That seems like something that would happen. In her time in the church, her dream was to give comfort and warmth to all the children who came to the church's care and bring them the feeling of love and comfort she never experienced during her youth. And that's loud. She clad an outfit in all white with a gold ankh in the middle, different from her sisters and priests. This change in attire is to show her rank within the church. Which is, I wouldn't know. As a divine holy maiden. She's the purest within the church as she can interact with all the lesser spirits. Well, we know that's not a Catholic church, that's for sure. Within the very moisture that surrounds us, there are spirits referred to as Tefnut. These spirits guide the flow of the natural order as well as imbue magic to those they deem worthy. Hibiki uses these spirits to forge contracts, ensuring their blessings for a short period of time. She was given a guardian, the demigod of chivalry, John. They teamed up together to partake in a rescue mission of sorts. They learned that many children under the church's care had been kidnapped and had set out on a journey to save them. I mean, what about the other ones? While the girl in the white prays out in the desert, she is approached by a man with a braided blonde hair and carrying a silver sword, who makes his way up to her. And who is... Okay. This actually is the first design I'm not a fan of. What are you doing?
Oh, John, I'm forming contracts with the lesser spirits.
Would not be easier to use the spirits with the classrooms?
Oh well, I'm gathering as much beforehand in case of an ambush.
You're stalling.
What? I'm not stalling. As a sister, it's my duty to secure the safety of the school children. Why would I ever stall in completing such a sacred and holy task? It's okay. Think that the temple looks too scary and ominous, or how an aura drenched in dread screaming the words, "Do not enter," is emitting from it.
It's exactly that.
No. I'm definitely not scared. Absolutely not.
Which you are.
No! How can you treat a divine young maiden so roughly? I don't have enough offensive capabilities. Why do I have to go inside?
Then why are you here? What's the freaking point? Ah, you're a healer, aren't you? Oh, I don't like her already. I can't stand healers. Why? Because they can't fight.
Sister, with all due respect, you should take your position a bit more seriously. How dare you! I have you know that no one is more enthused at spreading the Lord's teachings than me!
Yeah, nobody cares.
In this short time though, sister, I've reached this estimate of your character. You're only overly self-absorbed, arrogant girl who was blessed with a fluctuation of magical power.
You know what? I'm changing my mind about John.
The church seems to see you as a valuable asset even though you may act like a spoiled brat. You also tend to use your position in the church to win yourself a life of ease and luxury. For if it wasn't for the special branch of our church's denomination, I don't think you would actually survive by yourself in the real world. So mean!
I mean, it's so true about literally every freaking, like, non-like character in any anime or video game, I feel like. Like, all of them are useless. It's so true. Anyway, Hibiki was brought to the brink of tears from John's true yet condescending analysis of her. It's truthful.
This nation of ours given to us by the great Pharaoh. So it's important to the church that we meet his expectations.
Pharaoh.
I noted.
Hibiki takes the time to think about his words, the great Pharaoh. Within their church's denomination, their faith revolves around the ancient worship of the Egyptian gods, which have been pushed to obscurity ever since the rise of Christianity. However, for this information is still not available to the public, the Egyptian gods are real. And now, after 3,000 years, they have finally returned to this world to enact their divine guidance upon humanity. Let's go. The Egyptian Orthodox Church was formed in order to prepare for the gods' return, and to represent the faith their disciples have in them. And with the return of the gods came the return of the rule of the Pharaoh. Okay. Currently in Egypt, there lies a Pharaoh, a god in a human form. What? A boy, Pharaoh, the god Amun, the patron of Thebes, has been reborn and is now leading the front of the Celestial Pantheon in current-day Luxor, Egypt. By his decree, he has asked for the assistance of the church and its warriors to assist him with the surplus of demonic entities roaming the deserts of the Sahara.
In order to have the church legitimated by the higher-ups over at the Vatican, it's integral that we prove ourselves in as many trials and that may come our way, so stop stalling, let's go. Hibiki, still whining, can be seen continually being dragged by her ankle on the ground.
No! John, as the god of chivalry, was handed down the Excalibur sword. How dare you take my sword? Through his bloodline. You are not my bloodline. Grant him the might of the Knight of the Round Table. Hibiki and John approach the old grass ruins, making their way through a man-made entrance. Clearly not my bloodline if he has to have the sword to have the power, the might of the Round Table. You know, my name, and, you know, the King Arthur, obviously, so it only makes sense. Anyway.
It sounds like demons must be using this place as a hideout for a while now. We'll have to purge them all. Wow, the glass exterior looks kind of pretty. Wow. Stay close to me as we enter. I'll need your heavenly protection, sister. No problem. Despite my previous outbursts, I know you're really strong, John.
I hope he gets wiped, to be honest, kind of.
It's our best to rescue children and bring them back to safety. Right.
The two travel within the ruins, walking down the path before them while watching out for any signs of demons. After some minutes of this pacing, retreating deeper into the ruins started leaving Hibiki with a sense of fear and malice approaching them.
Sir John, maybe we should head back. After all, demons aren't really intelligent enough to scout out a place like this vast. What they said before, you may just be a sister, but try showing a bit more confidence. John, wait! We're walking faster! Don't leave me here!
Says the petite woman, terrified of getting lost here. Hibiki was about to enter into panic when she saw a few glimmering lights floating around her head.
Spirits?
She questions before listening to what the critters have to say.
What? Oh no! John, look out!
Before Knight can react to her warning, the floor beneath them explodes and starts to crumble. A trap set up by the demons had gone off due to their arrival. Those were the legs, right? Surely. I mean, I'm not really attracted to her at all, so yeah. The hour girl is Wendy, man. Oh, she's great. After falling for an unknown amount of time, Hibiki lands on her butt, completely immobilized. After the smoke clears, she can be heard crying out. Why is there suddenly, like...
John, are you okay?
She takes a moment to look around the room, her new area being very similar to the place she had recently inhabited, except for one thing. John wasn't with her any longer.
No, John, where are you?
Probably underneath. Before Hibiki has moment to grow anxious about her situation, she hears sounds of sorrow and anguish emitting from behind her.
Sister!
Hibiki immediately gets up at the sound of the young voice. Keep the comment to yourself. Keep the comment to yourself. Hibiki's eyes grow wide from her realization. She was just knocked down to wherever the demons were keeping the kidnapped kids hostage. As she gazes across the frightened crowd, she sees a few of them had bruises and injuries. Thankfully, none were close to death, it seemed.
Everyone, I'm so glad you're alright. Sister!
The children jump to her arms, happy to see a familiar face.
You kids sure are a brave bunch, aren't ya? Stand still, I'll heal you all up.
She says enthusiastically, attempting to lighten the sorrowful mood. She gathers the surrounding spirits to attempt her sacred grace.
Oh, spirits! By the grace of mood, grant me the power to heal all the injuries. Healing!
Can't you just say healing? Like, the sister can be seen glowing for a moment, but before any magical spell can activate, she's met with a hold. Unbeknownst to her, something had interfered with her magic supply, resulting in her failure to summon the spirits.
Huh? Spirits? What? I can't summon the spirits here? Why not?
Hibiki, now realizing she's captured as well, now cannot heal all the children through her contracts with the spirits as she presumed. Told you! Healers are freaking useless!
Oh no! If I can't summon the lesser spirits, then I'm completely useless here.
Always useless. Always.
And what about John? He can fight well without spirits too. We're doomed!
A group of children all stare at the nun who's privately having an episode.
Sister, is everything going to be okay? This place is really scary.
Now looking at the group's teary eyes, Hibiki pumps her fist, subconsciously makes her way to them.
Don't worry, everyone. John came here with me. I'm sure he's finding the big bad demon right now and trying to teach them lessons as we speak.
The kids look a bit less tense, with a glimmer of hope shining in their eyes. I bet he's not.
For now, everyone, stay close to me. I'm sure we can find a way out here as long as we stick together.
The kids do as the older one says as they all huddle up around her, holding on to her as if their lives depended on it.
Thank you, sister. Of course, I promise we'll go get out of here safely. Who am I kidding? We're freaked!
With a false sense of courage and confidence, the group makes their way through the temple. Oh. Is she there as well? It had been 6 months since Seth and Wendy had begun their vigorous training, so it's been a year since she died and got reborn. She had estimated it would take 7 to 8 months for Wendy to obtain the power to rival him, but thanks to her affiliation with the Phoenix Spirit, she had grown at an alarming rate. I mean, she cut the time only by a month. It's not that much of an alarming rate, I would call it. If you told me she cut it by half, I would say yeah. During this time, they had practiced sword arts from dawn to midday. The rest of the time was spent honing her spiritual and magical connections. Along with battling more demons that made their way to the temple, Wendy was all but an expert in exorcising demons, being able to try out a multitude of techniques on them. Dude, you say spirit sisters, but it seems like she will be the one doing everything. Which I'm not surprised about, it's always like that, healers are useless. The power of the Phoenix had given her an array of powers and abilities. Not to mention, if she has the power of the Phoenix, she doesn't even need a healer. Just call the game Wendy. She had come to realize she had grown 10 times stronger than she was previously. Being able to pick up one of the temple's biggest boulders and launch it at an impressive speed, she could project of light radiating from her sword. Not only was she stronger but faster, with her flames giving her a boost, she was presumably able to run up to 17 miles per hour, which who the hell uses miles per hour? Jesus Christ. 27.4 almost kilometers per hour. Okay. I mean, it's technically still less than the speed in like the school zone. It's even still less than the speed you can have in like area with block of flats in Poland. Which is funny. I wonder what's the highest speed a person reached while running. Jesus Christ. The highest speed a person has reached while running is 27.08 miles, which is in proper measure 44.72 kilometers per hour. Of course, it was Usain Bolt. I feel like with some magic she should be achieving at least that, right? Anywho. For using spirits of moisture, she could still conjure up fire. The moment her body would be cut and sliced by Set, it would immediately heal itself. Let's go. Last but not least came her magic. Wendy had gained the ability to turn the spirits in the surrounding moisture into spiritual power, downing a bright blue aura. For this process, she had subconsciously absorbed these spirits within the moisture in her sleep, changing both her eyes and her blue. Now Wendy had become a beacon of spirit magic, her stats being incredibly boosted, resulting in her being far stronger than Set first anticipated. I mean to say that, but you also mentioned that she's super compatible already. So now all was left was her final test. To beat Set in a combat. With the like whited eyes, she was kinda demonic as well. I win.
Yes, it seems that you have.
Set aside to the old god's arms where Wendy throws herself down a nearby rock and attempts to get some much needed rest. Freaking finally! Set, tired as well, lays down a rock perpendicular to Wendy's position on the ground.
Yes, I believe this brings our training to an end, young girl.
Yeah, you really don't know how to hold back, huh? I'm just a petite young girl after all.
I told you from the beginning that this wasn't going to be easy. For I must say, impressed, you were much more adept to the spirits than I had expected you to be.
So...
She's pouting.
So?
I kept my end of the hill. Now, how can I get out of here so I can find Shin?
Forget about that loser.
Yes, I recall very well. But first, let's do a quick refresher to make sure you understand everything you need to know.
God, you suck.
First, what is the Ennead?
Origin of the Egyptian pantheon.
Good. Now, what is Tefnut?
One of the two main spirits used for magic. Magic that stems from the moisture, in contrast to its antithesis, Shu, which draws magic from air. Dude, I can't believe someone named a god Shu, by the way. Shu.
Excellent. And finally, what is the purpose of the spirit goddess?
To defend the world from calamity and exorcise demons.
Very good. Seems like there's nothing else I can teach you. Now, why don't we?
Before Set could continue, the air around the temple thickens. As the lights around temple gates start to diminish, the spirits follow suit as they start to vanish one by one.
Crisis! What's going on?
It seems like we're too late. There is some sort of disturbance in the spirit realm.
A disturbance?
Wendy stood up, holding on to Otto. Otto, you lucky bastard! Who had waddled over to her in the distress.
Yes, it seems like I'm going to have to send you back to Earth right now.
Wait, you are not on Earth?
Huh? What's the sudden rush? You seem to have no problem keeping me here captive for the last 6 months. What in the world is going on there to get you so distressed?
It's not me who is distressed, it's the spirit realm. It senses a disturbance within the order of Maat. The spirit realm only reacts like this when it senses direct link to its well-being is put in danger.
In danger? I don't get it. How is the spirit realm in danger? And what the hell is Maat?
The Declaration of Innocence is the cosmological law and order of the universe.
My god. Okay.
It's very hard to explain. What you need to understand is that someone very important to the spirits is most likely in danger, and I have a safe feeling about who it may be.
So man, how can a person other than me be connected to the spirit realm, huh? Huh?
I'm afraid I do not have the answer to that. Even so, we must make preparations to assure her safety. Upon your evacuation, I'll be sending you to her immediate location so you may provide your aid.
What? Are you serious? Why can't you do it?
I told you before, young lady, I'm not permitted in the human world. It's the duty of demigods such as you to carry.
Yeah, I get it, fine. I'll go.
Good. Now that that's settled, why don't we prepare your evacuation?
Wendy and Seth walk along on their path in pursuit of reaching the Spirit Temple's exit.
So, how the hell are we supposed to get out of here anyway?
Young lady, I may be a god, but that doesn't necessarily mean I have all the answers.
Right. Sorry. Figured a guy as mischievous as you would at least have some sneaky tactics for escaping from a prison. You know, some small talk wouldn't kill you.
No. Small talk sucks.
I've never been one to engage in such a thing.
Let's go. Seth, I understand you. Small talk sucks. It's a waste of time.
Gee, I've been stuck in here for basically a year, and the only source of company I've had was Otto and his big creepy skeleton-faced self-proclaimed god. And yet I barely know anything about him. Not once has he opened up to me about anything. He hasn't even told me why he's stuck down here in the first place. Talk about the reclusive introvert.
How about the extroverts shut the hell up? How about that? After training alongside one another, Wendy had developed some sort of kinship with the elder, for she had started to feel like these feelings may have been one-sided.
So, God of Sandstorms, that's a pretty unique title.
We've been through this already.
I suppose so, for in the current world, sandstorms aren't very much exciting. Within my pantheon, I suppose I have the least interesting title when it comes to being a god.
Is that so? What were the other gods like?
They were heroic, elegant, and powerful, true paragons of their time, quite the opposite of myself. To tell the truth, my story is rather convoluted, for I'm currently on a conquest of redemptions of sorts. For most of my history, the people of ancient times would more often than not refer to me as a villain.
Well, no shite. I mean, I pegged you as a body the moment I laid your eyes on you.
Yeah.
I see. Well, if that were the case, why are you so open talking to me?
Well, I guess I was just wondering why a guy like you chose to help me for so long. Plus, you don't seem that bad. I like you after all. I'm a pretty good judge of character.
Seth is visibly taken aback by those words, feeling a sense of nostalgia being emitted from them. Those were words he had heard before.
I wonder if a nice god like you experiences time the same way a lowly mortal like me would.
Technically, you are not like that anyway.
Time. Yes, I have been alive quite a long time. I would say there was once a point of time when I had felt time take its toll, where my days seemed like they would never end. But in the most recent decades, I've been driven by an unyielding goal, and that goal has left me quite occupied. I don't know how much longer this goal of mine will take, but no matter what, no amount of time will stop me from continuing to take action.
Oh, and where exactly does training me help you in achieving your goal?
After a moment, the fallen figure lets out a mischievous laugh.
I see. Yes, you would be correct in assuming you have a role to play in my overall goal. I was notorious for being a mischievous goat in my youth, after all.
I bet you were given your choice of attire. Now that I got there being manipulated, I'll have you know, for I don't mind playing along until we get out of here.
Yes, yes! I'll admit, I hated you for my personal names, but it's still in good faith for a member of the new generation to receive the best training the world can offer. If the previous spirit goddess hadn't fallen, then she would have been best suited to aiding your upcoming journey.
I see.
Someone else was supposed to greet you when you arrived at the temple, but due to some altercations he could not, so I was able to step in.
Another god?
Yes, but you do not have to worry about him. I doubt you'll ever meet him.
Huh?
Sensing her desire to learn more about the old gods and his world, Seth decides to amuse her.
The exit is still a while away, if you must know. I suppose there is no harm in sharing more of my story with you.
Are you serious? A hippo! You fought underwater for 3 days and you still lost? That's so stupid!
Wendy continues to laugh out loud, but the older one is filled with centuries' worth of humiliation.
For your information, hippos kill more people a year than you might realize.
True. Hippos are dangerous as hell.
A kid beat you up and took the throne. Serves you right for killing your brother.
Okay, it was a lot more complicated than that.
Isn't this right now with the kid what I read in the previous video about him?
Not that it matters anymore, but back then, I had lusted for power and recognition. After taking some abrasive actions, I tried to seize the throne of Egypt, and my efforts to ascend godhood, I was inadvertently fated to be defeated by a child. After our battle and my banishment ensued, I had a lot of time to think back and reflect.
Why do you just split Egypt in half?
What do you mean?
I mean, ancient Egypt had a history of breaking half over and over again. You know, Upper Egypt and Lower Egypt, each region had its king too. Why didn't you just ask Osiris to split it with you? I don't know your relationship with him, but if he was as generous as you say he was, then I'm sure he wouldn't have a problem sharing the throne with you. You were his brother after all. Plus he only received the throne because Ra passed it down to him. For all now, he might have not have even wanted the title to begin with.
I guess I never thought about that.
Seriously? You just went straight to murder when you deserted your damn exile, you know?
Jesus Christ, people. To be fair, let's face it, it would be the same now. People don't change.
So what happened to Horus? He became king?
Yes, well, Pharaoh to be precise. Horus ruled Egypt for most of the Middle Kingdom, and after Ra subjugated me for my actions, I was forced to travel with him on his solar barge to fight against the demon snake Apophis. After the gods found a temporary solution dealing with the chaos, I was banished to the human world. I'd spent years trying to obtain my previous status, now aiding you into becoming the spirit goddess. I'm hoping that will be enough to convince Ra to revoke my exile.
So that's your plan, using a poor, innocent little girl like me in pursuit to get back home.
Now coming up at a higher pillar of rock formation, Seth offers his hands to the blue-haired woman. For the first time since he's met this woman, their faces were right in front of each other. Yeah. Oh, who's that?
What?
If I'm being completely honest, I was quite surprised at how much I seem to enjoy our time together.
Who was that? Google. Search. Quickly. God, Seth. Love. Oh, Seth. Husband of Nephthys. Oh. But I don't know if... Okay, let's see. Seth. Nephthys. Nephthys was Seth's wife. Oh, but she left him? To go after his brother? What a bitch. Oh yeah, I did read this. Like, he had like a sister. Okay, yeah. I'm so stupid.
In some ways, you remind me of my late wife, Nephthys.
Nephthys? What was she like?
Very much like you. She was talented, snarky, and as beautiful as the night sky.
My, an older god has a crush on me. I'm flattered.
Yeah.
So after this, what will you do?
I'll be carrying out some business in the underworld once we depart. I have something to deliver to Osiris.
After a few more moments of searching, they see an aperture in one of the cave's walls, beaming with light and energy.
Right here, it should leave you back in Egypt. Somewhere near Cairo, I presume. From there you must find a girl with silver hair.
Silver hair?
Yeah, a young silver-haired maiden. She's a spirit maiden linked to the spirits. She's kinda useless for, but yeah, it is imperative you secure her safety. After that you may return to your open devices.
Are you sure you can come with me?
She asks a bit hesitantly before Seth nods his head.
Yes, as an old god, I am unable to interfere directly with the mortal realm due to our oath. Since this temple acts as a midpoint between the spirit realm and the mortal realm, I've been able to remain here.
Wendy understands the situation, makes a rather unexpected move and hugs the older god farewell. She then looks up at him before giving her parting words. Jesus Christ, he's tall.
What are you doing?
It's Cody Hug. I'd been beat. I had a bad feeling about you when we first met, but even so, I hope you don't let your past mistakes keep you putting you down. I mean, it was a mistake 3,000 years old after all. You don't seem that bad of a guy to be, even if you're a bit evil looking. If you ever need my help, or if you ever in the spirit temple again, feel free to reach out to me.
Yes, I just might take you up on that offer.
Take care of yourself then, you be Cody. Choo!
After giving him an honest smile, Wendy turns back around and jumps to the shiny gate, vanishing from the spirit temple. The old god is now left to his own device before pondering to himself.
She truly is just like you, Nephthys.
Alright. So this is where we end the episode. And we'll get to Fainted Encounter of Chapter 4 tomorrow. And we'll see where this is all going. Let's go back to him. That's right. You think Seth and Wendy will be a thing after that? Who knows, maybe. Maybe. Doesn't really matter. Good, interesting. A little bickering between the two, and a little bit of, well, basically information being told to Wendy from Seth about himself. Good, all in all, man, Egyptian mythology is fantastic. We need more of it. Anyway, we'll continue tomorrow. Hopefully. For tomorrow, I might once again be tinkering inside of PC. Like on Friday? Was it on Friday? I think it was on Friday when I swapped the CPU. So I might be swapping something else if things go the way I will. They might actually, yes. The next part is on the road, so there is a chance it will be around tomorrow. To be fair, obviously it will also depend what hour it will be delivered. So maybe I'll record something more tomorrow as well before that. But after that, I'll definitely be tinkering inside of the case, I would say. And mounting basically the last piece inside of the PC that I always kind of planned to upgrade. The last thing. As you know, fans have been changed. I've put on a second SSD on which I actually have games now. Not on HDD, which I obviously have 2 more of in the case. There are 4 drives total, basically. Obviously, the most recent was the CPU swap. So there is only one thing left to do. I bet you know what that is. I bet, well, you know. It's not some crazy change for. It's something that's supposedly sort of the best option for my CPU that I have now. I feel like I could go a step further, but decided not to because 1, the price was kind of crazy, and 2, it felt like maybe I was getting a little too close to the power consumption, sort of, because my power supply is 500 watts. So I kind of felt, you know what, this is kind of close. Let's maybe not go there, and yeah, went a little lower because of that. I guess I could cut that a little bit, the usage as well, if I disconnected the DVD drive, which would make sense to disconnect it, but what else. Anyway, enough yapping. Tomorrow we'll continue this absolutely banging story. This game turned out to be really good. Already, I'm having a great bug. I'm about to say I'm having a great time with Spirit Sisters and I'm yawning. Ugh, I'm just tired, okay? That's all. Alright. As always, if you enjoyed, consider liking the video, and if you're new around, consider subscribing to the channel. Always super appreciated if you actually decide to stick around, and, well, playing through the games will continue, I believe. With that being said, hope you have a fantastic day, and feel free to join me tomorrow too. Bye bye!